So very good morning to all of you. Welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. Okay, children, in the last class we were discussing about your ungrouped frequency distribution. Okay, what is ungrouped data, what is ungrouped frequency distribution, and how to prepare ungrouped frequency distribution. It was discussed by me in detail in the last class. Okay, so today let us discuss about grouped frequency distribution. So in order to understand what is grouped frequency distribution, first we have to understand what is group data. Okay, on group data, you know, each individual observation or each individual entry, suppose your roll number, your age, every individual entry is an on-group data. So what is group data and what is group frequency distribution, let us discuss in detail. Now to understand that, I have taken one example. See, suppose there are 30 observations given. Suppose these 30 observations are, what are these 30 observations? These are, you see, your 11, 11, 1, 5, 8, 10, 11, 9, 30, you see, these are 30 observations or 30 entries, you can say. Now see, these 30 observations, suppose what do they represent? Suppose they represent the rainfall in 30 days that occurred in a particular city, say Delhi. In Delhi, in 1 month, that is 30 days, how much rainfall has occurred in millimeter? You see, on first day there is 11 meter rainfall, on the second day again 11 meter rainfall, third day 1 millimeter rainfall. So the rainfall in millimeter for 30 days, consecutive 30 days in a city like Delhi is given. Suppose you are asked to present this in the form of you prepare a frequency distribution table, ungrouped. Prepare an ungrouped frequency distribution of this table or data. So children, just mark here, as I discussed you in the ungrouped frequency distribution. So if you prepare the ungrouped frequency distribution of this data, which shows the rainfall in millimeter for 30 days, just imagine how much space it will take. See, because the minimum rainfall is, you see, 1 millimeter, and what is the maximum rainfall? The maximum rainfall is 33. So from 1 to 33 you have to write. Just imagine how much. 1 millimeter, then 5 millimeter, then is your 8 millimeter rainfall occur. So these are individual observations or ungrouped data. Then you have to count how many times do they occur in the distribution. Then you have to represent by means of tally, so that you will get the ungrouped frequency distribution. My point is, it will definitely take some more space. The space occupied, it is time taking, no doubt, as well as it will occupy more space. The frequency distribution table ungrouped, it will take more space. Now to avoid this difficulty, so what will happen? If we can reduce, you see, these observations or data, if we can form some groups, if we can put these data, I mean the rainfall that has occurred for 30 days in the city, into different groups, you see, the minimum rainfall is 1, the maximum rainfall is what? Your 33 millimeter here in this particular question. Now if these observations or these ungrouped data can be grouped, that means suppose you see, I will say between, you see, 0 to 5, you see, 0 millimeter to 5 millimeter, 0 to 5 millimeter, 0 to 5, look at, when we write 0 to 5, what does it mean? 0 to 5 means 0 millimeter to 5 millimeter rainfall. It has occurred how many days? You see, 0 to 5, you see, 0 to 5 means it is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You see, if we divide these observations or data into certain number of groups, groups means it is a combination of some ungrouped data. A group data, what is group data, that I am trying to explain. A group or group data means it consists of some ungrouped data, say 0 to 5, 0 to 5, 0 to 5 means which observations will come? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5 to 10, look at. Suppose the next group, it is a group data. It contains which observation? It will contain 5, 6, 7, up to 9, you see. That means 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter, up to 9 millimeter will come in this group. Then 0 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter. It will come in this group. You see, this is a group. This is a group. So what is meant by a group or group data? A group or group data means it consists of some ungrouped data or individual observations. Okay. So by saying 0 to 5, it is not a non-group data, it is a group data. So what is a group data? Group data is a what? That means it limits. Group data means it is a group which restricts some observations in between two limits. Here one limit is 0, the other limit is between 0 and 5. See, 0 to 5. 0 to 5 means 5 is not included. This 5 is not included. It will come in the next group, you see. So 0 to 5 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10 means 5 to 9, then 10 to 15 suppose. Third group it will come 10 to up to 14, then this 15 will go to the next group, like this it will continue. So this type of data 0 to 5, it is a group data. It is a group data, not a non-group data. You see, 0 is a non-group data, 1 is a non-group data, 2 non-group data, but 0 to 5 it is not an on-group data, it is a group data. Because why it is a group data? It is a group data because it contains some scores or observations in between it, and it restricts some scores within two limits. Here this is one limit, this is another limit, 5. 0 is one limit, 5 is another limit. 0 is called the lower limit, LL, lower limit, and 5 is called the upper limit, UL, you see, UL. That means between the lower limit and upper limit, these are the scores or observations. Okay? So I hope you understood what is a group data. Group data means to divide the observations and keep some observations within two limits. One the lower limit, the other upper limit. So in between lower limit and upper limit, some observations are there. And this type of group, this is called a group or group data. So 5 to 10 it is another group data, 10 to 15 is another group data. Now just imagine if we reduce these 30 observations into different groups, if we reduce these 30 observations which are nothing but the rainfall that has occurred in a city for 30 consecutive days, if we can reduce these into small groups like this, you see, then what will happen? The time taking to prepare the frequency distribution will be less, and also it will occupy very less space. Okay, so children, I hope you understood what is group data. So group data means we have to divide, we have to condense the different scores given the observations. When the number of observations is very large, here you see 30 here, and the range is very small, you see what will be the range? You see the range is maximum is 33, minimum is 1. So 33 minus 1 will be 32. Okay. So when the number of observations in a particular distribution is very large, so we generally prepare the frequency distribution that is grouped. That means we have to divide this group data into group data. We have to make group data. Okay. And for group data, how to make? You see, the minimum is 1, maximum is 33. So what you will do, you restrict, you keep some number of scores or observations within two limits. Suppose as the minimum score is, you see, as the minimum rainfall is 1. So I took 0 to 5. This is the first group data. Okay. Then 5 to 10. This is the second group data. Like this it will continue. See, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, and 30 to 35. Because the maximum rainfall is 33, so we will go up to 35. There is no need to go ahead. Okay. So now see, these 30 observations have been reduced into just how many groups? 7 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So you see, it is reduced to only 7 groups. Okay, each one is a group, and this is a group data. Each group is called, you see, this is called a group data, or it has other name also. What is the other name? The other name is your class interval. Okay, or only class. You see, we can say a group data as class or class interval. A group data is otherwise known as your class or class interval. So a group data means it has two limits. You see, this is one limit, this is another limit, this is the lower limit, this is the upper limit, and between the lower and upper limit some number of observations or data will be there. So 0 to 5 means what will be the observation? From 0 to 4 you will count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because look at the second group data, second class interval, it is 5 to 10. So this is the lower limit 5 and upper limit is 10. So this group will consist of which scores or which observations? Namely 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 10 will not come. 10 will not come in this group. 10 will go to the third group. That is 10 to 15. So like this you will form group data. And once the group data is formed, so you can ask me, sir, how did you form this? This is very simple. See, I saw that the minimum of the observation is 1. The minimum rainfall that has occurred in the city is 1 millimeter. And the maximum is 33. So, no, there is process also, I will tell you later. Of course, it is not given in class 8 syllabus, but I will tell you. So, see children, as the minimum rainfall is 1 and the maximum rainfall in this question is 33. So, in order to divide it into groups, I thought, let us take one group of 0 to 5. You can say, sir, can we take 0 to 10? Yes, you can take. Instead of taking 0 to 5, the first group, you can take 0 to 10. Then what will be the next? 10 to 20. Then 20 to 30. Next 30 to 40. And after 40 you need not go because the maximum rainfall is only 33. So if you take the first group as 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. How many intervals you will get? How many classes? How many classes or class intervals or group data you will get? You will get only 4. That means it will become very small then. Okay. So this is what your group data is. Children, I hope you understood what is group data. Group data means between two limits, between the lower and upper, we have to keep some number of scores. Then it becomes a group data, which is otherwise known as your class or class interval. And another thing you remember, if this is a class interval or group, see in 0 to 5, this one is called the lower limit and 5 is called the upper limit of the class or group or class interval. Okay, so this is the concept of group data. Then we will discuss some other things related to group data. Okay, now if this is the lower limit and this is the upper limit, see, then we have to discuss what is width or size. You see, what is meant by width or size? Width is otherwise known as size of class interval, CI. Width or size of class interval or width or size of each group data. How to find out? What is the formula? See, to find the width or size, what we will do? This lower limit will be subtracted from the upper limit. That means, suppose you are given, you see, you are given a class interval. Suppose you are given a class interval, say 10 to 18. Look at. Suppose a group data is given 10 to 18. Group data or class interval is given, say 10 to 18. What is the lower limit? 10. What is the upper limit? 18. So what will be the width? The width will be, you see, the formula is upper limit minus lower limit. See, you have to remember this formula. Width or size will be calculated by this formula. Upper limit minus lower limit. That means it will be 18 minus 10, which is 8. Okay. So the width of each class, the width or size of each class can be calculated by this formula, subtracting the lower limit from the upper limit. What is the need? Yes, it has need. You will find its application in senior classes as well as class 9, class 10, etc. Okay. While computing mean, median, mode, etc., it will help you a lot. So you must understand. Okay. So width or size of a class is defined as the difference between upper limit minus lower limit. Okay. Then another term. What is class mark? You see, what is class mark or midpoint of a, what is class mark or midpoint of a class? You see, class mark. See children, if we do not understand these things, we cannot understand how to prepare group frequency distribution, which is our aim. We will discuss in another class. See, class mark or midpoint. You see, what is class mark? What is class mark or midpoint of a class interval or group, data or class? The three terms are synonyms. Okay, they are synonymous of one another. Group data, class and class interval, they all are same in meaning. Okay, suppose you are given the same thing, let us take, say 10 to 18. See, suppose 10 to 18. This is a class interval, CI. This is a class interval or group data. Now if I ask you, find the midpoint or class mark of this class interval, how to find out? Width or size, I told you, subtract the lower limit from the upper limit, you will get the width or size. Now how to get the class mark? Class mark is otherwise known as midpoint. So the formula for class mark, CM, equal to, you see, lower limit plus upper limit, you see, L plus U by 2. The formula, take the average. divide the lower limit and upper, add the lower limit and upper limit, divide it by 2. You will get the midpoint, or this is the formula to calculate the class mark or midpoint of any class interval or class or your group data. So L plus U by 2, that means your 10 plus 18 by 2, it will be 14, you see. 28 by 2, 14, you see. So here the class mark or midpoint of this group data will be 14, and if I ask you what is the size or width, 18 minus 10, it is 80. It is the difference of upper limit and lower limit. Okay. So these are the basic things related with children. These are the basic things related with your group data. So what is group data? I hope you understood what I discussed. Okay. And what is the need of group data? That also I discussed. You see children, if you do not group the data, then your frequency distribution will be very large and it will take more space as well as more time. So if we reduce it into what? Classes or groups, then its size will be reduced and it will take less time as well. Okay. Now the question is, you can ask me, sir, whether in the question we will prepare group frequency distribution or ungroup. It depends upon the question. In the question it will be given, prepare a frequency distribution, group frequency distribution. But if you are not given, if the instruction is simply to prepare a frequency distribution, you can prepare anyone you like. But if you prepare, but I will advise you to prepare only group frequency distribution because it will save your time. Okay. If you are not asked to prepare on group frequency distribution, there is no need to prepare on group frequency distribution. Always try to prepare group frequency distribution. So what is group frequency distribution and how to prepare it, we shall discuss in another class. So till this, whatever I discussed, I hope all of you must have understood. And if at all you understood, and if you think it is very useful for all of you to understand the concept, so I would like to say that you please hit the like button and you subscribe to my channel so that I will discuss more and more again. I will be happy, I will be encouraged to discuss more and more about different things later in the upcoming videos. Okay, so we will discuss the next thing in the another section. Okay, thank you.